Hey now, hey, happy Wednesday. I hope you're feeling blessed and refreshed. I'm back again with another one, and today I'm live. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here, Mr. Terry. Thank you for putting the broadcast information there. Hey, Ken, good morning. It's good to see you both. I appreciate you so much. Can you hear me okay? I think it's about time for me to get a new pair of earphones. But otherwise, I'm excited for yet another day of encouraging talks with you guys. I thank you so much for always joining me and you know giving me encouraging words and just being so excited to be here with me. Thank you. So today, as always, I'm going to try to keep it short for those coming back on the replay. I've been doing pretty good, between 20 and 30 minutes or so. I'm going to try to keep it going that way. So today, as you can see by the title, self love is health. And today's health topic is insomnia and sleep apnea. Good morning, Shay. Okay. Good to see you, Shay. Thank you so much for coming in. I apologize ahead of time. My little one is up early again this morning, and she thinks she's the boss of the house. So, um, yeah, she's yelling "mom" every second. So, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep this short. Um, Monday we started off with talking about cold, flu, and pneumonia. Tuesday we talked about COPD and asthma, and today again we're talking about insomnia and sleep apnea. So believe it or not, both of these are considered medical conditions. It, insomnia just basically means the inability to sleep peacefully. It's actually very common um, over people of the U.S. and it is treatable by a medical professional. But most of the time, it doesn't require any lab tests, and it can last several days. It can last weeks, and um, it is something that is also hereditary, believe it or not. So, there's a lot of different ways to develop sleep insomnia. Okay, sorry about that. There's a lot of different ways to develop sleep insomnia. Um, it's actually one of the symptoms of depression and other mental health conditions like PTSD. Um, and then some behaviors can make insomnia worse, such as watching TV too late or looking at the phone too late before bed. A lot of times, insomnia is also related to anxiety. Sometimes it can be confused, but anxiety is another thing that can be triggered very high because of insomnia. It's, insomnia is a persistent difficulty, like over and over, like this never goes away. It could feel like it lasts forever, that you're up all night, and then being up all night is affecting your health because you can't think straight to get things done for the next day. It also might be affecting you in the means of your nutrition because a lot of people who would suffer from insomnia don't have an appetite. They're agitated, they're frustrated because they're like, I can't go to sleep. I want to go to sleep, but I can't. Um, Although there might be several opportunities to go to sleep, take a nap. Um, and with that excessive daytime sleepiness, of being awake all day long, and just imagine, you know, how hard it is for that person dealing with insomnia to know that they haven't had any sleep, they're very irritable, and now they have to go on to work and carry out their day and try not to be snappy and try not to be mean to those who don't really understand what they're going through. A lot of people with insomnia, they deal with it behind closed doors. They don't want people to know. They might be embarrassed. Um, and a lot of times, people with insomnia don't seek medical treatment, which is really important. We need medical treatment for that. Um, some of the symptoms are fatigue, impairments with memory and concentration or attention. It could impact your family negatively, your work negatively, any type of academic performance. Irritability, excessive daytime sleepiness, hyperactivity, aggression, impulsivity. You know, sometimes feeling like you have to get up and go and keep going. It's all from lack of sleep. Also, lack of motivation and energy, obviously, if you're not getting sleep. So that's just something to think about. Sometimes we get into working on whatever we want to work on, and sometimes we just forget to go to sleep or, forget to get that proper rest to really tackle that thing, whatever it is that you really want to tackle, you got to get some sleep. So if you feel like you're not getting sleep for several days at a time, it's just inevitable that you do not go to sleep, you're awake, you might be suffering from insomnia, and it's just a reason to be checked out. Let's see. Hey, Ernesto. Good morning. Good seeing you. Thank you for being here. Everybody's saying hi. I miss Anne Marie. I'm sorry. Oh, I don't see Anne Marie. She's probably here somewhere. Okay. So, um, I'll be looking at my notes, not really paying attention to the chat. So, basically, being diagnosed with insomnia is as simple as a medical exam and a questionnaire. So, it just allows doctors to determine whether this insomnia is something, isolated, or if it's something more broad, if there's other things going on with you or in your life that is causing insomnia. Um, some people some people have what you call sleep diary. That just keeps track of, what time you might have stopped watching TV, what time you might have put your phone down. When's the last time you ate? When's the last time you had some caffeine or some sugar? Um, excuse me. If you have alcoholic beverages, when's the last time you had a beverage before you went to sleep? All these things affect our sleep, and all these things could lead to insomnia, especially if we have other things going on in our life. Going on in our day to day life. Um, Sometimes an overnight sleep study is required for people who suffer with chronic insomnia. Um, Chronic insomnia is some person who stays up all night long. So um, I just can't imagine what I personally my transparent my transparent moment with this. I actually don't have one. I can't say that I have insomnia or have suffered from insomnia. But I can't imagine just doing my research here and just hearing other people say that they have insomnia and have suffered from it is terrible. So, I encourage you, I encourage myself that, as you're working hard on whatever it is that you're working on and you have your sleepless nights, to just recognize that, the difference, that it could possibly be something more serious, right? Um, like I said, the whole point of this week is self health. Self health is love, or self love. Self love is health. Self love is motivation. Self love is being retaught and all that. It's not only physical. It's not all about the nails and the hair and everything. Although if you can do it. More power to you. Whatever it is that your self love is, but just don't forget your health. While we're doing everything for everybody else, as I always say, don't forget to take care of yourself. Because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody else. Hey, good morning. Can't stop walking, but love mowing and cruising. You changed your name. Good to see you. Hey, Jim Jones. Good morning. Good to see you. Thank y'all for coming in. Um, yeah, we're about 10 minutes in here talking about insomnia, and now I'm gonna go ahead into sleep apnea. Let me get my notes here. So I just thought that was pretty interesting that insomnia it's a medical condition and it affects it's very common. It's very common amongst our people, and I didn't know that. It's surprising that that many people have trouble falling asleep. All right, so the second part of this thing is sleep apnea, and sleep apnea is a sleep disorder. Um, Most of the time, what normally happens is the breathing is interrupted repeatedly during your sleep. It can be loud snoring, or it could just be episodes of not breathing. So, somebody who normally breathes throughout their sleep, like without sleep apnea, would have a hard um, what am I trying to say? Like, I'm thinking about the top of your mouth. The top of your mouth has the hard palate, and then there's a part that's the soft palate. But when you sleep, your mouth opens slightly so that the air can come in and out there. But when you have sleep apnea, your tongue gets in the way of your palate opening and letting that air come in and out. So now your airway is blocked just a little bit more than somebody without sleep apnea. It is an urgent matter. It requires medical attention. Um, It is again, it's very common, again, among people of the US, and it's treated by a medical professional. But the only difference between insomnia and sleep apnea is that sleep apnea requires lab tests and imaging in order to be diagnosed, whereas insomnia doesn't. Um, Sleep apnea could last several months or years, and it again is hereditary, whereas insomnia would only last days or weeks. Um, some of the symptoms. Let me look over at the comments because y'all know I'll be talking. Okay. Mr. Terry, please read the Holy Bible. Yeah. Susan, how about you? Yeah, I like that. Thank you, Mr. Terry. Hey, good morning, Frugal Mama. Good to see you. Good morning. So, some symptoms of sleep apnea are loud snoring, disrupted sleep, morning headaches, sleepiness, lack of energy, waking up with a dry mouth or sore throat, irritability, mood changes, um, and insomnia. So a lot of times, it can be sleep apnea can be confused with insomnia. The only difference is, um, those with insomnia don't get much sleep, whereas those with sleep apnea are very, very tired. As I just explained, how the air goes into your mouth as you breathe, and those with sleep apnea have that basically a cut off airway there because of the tongue getting in the way. Um, it's just another very serious topic. Another thing that's very important with your health. Um, Another thing, just like insomnia, people with sleep apnea are gonna suffer with daytime fatigue. You're gonna feel drowsy. You're gonna feel irritable. Your mood is gonna change, and depression is common. So that's just something to look out for. If let's just say you've never heard of sleep apnea before, let's just say it's not hereditary in your family. It's just some things to look out for, as far as, like I said, being really tired or being irritable and in ways that you know is not you. You know that are not normal for you. Maybe you just recently started to snore and you never snored before. Just certain little things like that. It's just reason to be checked out. Um, People with sleep apnea more than likely have high blood pressure. because of the oxygen content in the blood varying because of sleep apnea. There's a lot of content that those with sleep apnea can't get because some of the not nutrients, but some of the oxygen for our body, obviously is coming through our airway. So if we're asleep and we're not breathing the right way, then we're not getting all those components that make up our blood to make us, does that make sense? To make us not fatigued and not tired and not drowsy and all these other symptoms. People with sleep apnea are more than likely to get type 2 diabetes. Um, Liver functions are, it just depends on the person. Those are just things. So sleep apnea can affect a lot of different things in the body. Versus insomnia is just more of a mind thing. You can't sleep, you're irritable, you can't get your work done because you've had no sleep. Whereas sleep apnea is actually hurting your body in a lot of different ways. So it's obviously a more severe condition, medical condition. They both are medical conditions. Um, yeah, sleep apnea is a potentially serious sleep disorder in which breathing repeatedly stops and starts. So most of the time, people with sleep apnea, they have to either have a procedure or they have to have a breathing machine. And this breathing machine just forces them to breathe that little bit more than they normally would on their own. This sleeping machine just helps them breathe, pushes them to breathe. Uh, I feel like I'm repeating myself. This sleep machine forces them to breathe when they would not normally breathe. So, with that being said, good morning, Sissy. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Y'all's favorite YouTube niece, Zizi, woke up early. So she's down there having breakfast right now with Nene being good, but Nene's about to go to school. So my goal was to keep it short for those coming back on the replay. Um, my transparent moment, my coming up, I remember my grandma having sleep apnea, and I remember her having her machine. Um, but I feel like once I got older to be an older adult, she didn't have her machine. So I feel like it's something that is curable. They didn't ever say that it's not curable, but it's just a matter of catching it in time. And I think the machine is primarily the best result, the best treatment, because it's going to improve that lung function. It's going to put back the oxygen into the body that is lost. That you're not losing on purpose. It's just what your body is doing. It's what sleep apnea does. So, um, take care of yourself. Hey, good morning, Ruth. How are you? Good morning. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. Yeah, I don't know what our topic is going to be for tomorrow, but please turn on your notification bells so that you don't miss an upload. Um, Later on today, I've decided to incorporate laundry motivation in the middle of the week because I am having trouble. I feel like I wash them all and I put them all in one general location and I never fold them. But I still have to go get them done so that I can record the video. So I figured if I do this 2 times a week, it might help somebody else as well. So um, that'll be later today. I'm not sure what time yet, but we'll get together. Otherwise, I will see you um, soon. Does anybody have any questions? Probably not. But I just felt that, as always, I pray before I go into this thing, and I just felt that, you know, self love is health. And we're gonna keep on going with this for as long as I have the urge to. Stay encouraged, stay humble, stay you. That's it. That's all. As always, remember, be true to yourself. Because if you can't be true to yourself, you can't be true to nobody else. Bye bye.